Have you ever been stopped out on a good trade and then the market goes straight to your take profit? That's exactly what happened today. And in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what happened on this particular trade step by step. All right, so watch to the very end as I show you everything. So this was the first trade we took in our community right here on EURUSD. It was an absolutely beautiful trade. Let me show you exactly what was happening on this particular trade right here. So we had a nice drop base rally with a break of structure to the upside, and then of course we saw the market giving us some sort of liquidity which was created at this level right here. I went to a lower time frame, found an order block at this level right here. After that, I waited for the market to come to this level. What happened is that the market had actually tapped into this area, pushed to the upside, broke this structure. So once the market was coming to this level right here, it was a time for me to actually buy because the market had already taken out the Asian session right here. And so the first trade right here, you can see it was a 4 pips stop loss and a target of 71 pips right here. And then guess what? The market ended up taking us out. For the first trade right here, we took a loss on EURUSD. My idea was still good. The market had just taken me out. As you can see from here, we just taken out right here. I was like, okay, let me give it another shot. So I saw another opportunity after the market actually took us out. The market was already showing signs of actually going to the upside. As you can see from here, the market was already showing signs of actually pushing to the upside. So I was like, okay, let me actually re-enter this particular trade with now from 4 pip stop loss to 5 pip stop loss. I had increased by a pip because the market had created a new lower low. I entered this particular trade. Unfortunately, this market took us out again for the second time. Guess what happened after that? The market ended up going to the upside without us. Look at that. How crazy is that? The market ended up going to the upside, so it disregarded this zone right here, the zone that I was trying to buy from, and ended up going to the zone below that level right there. That was crazy. Let me show you in the chart right here. Okay, let me show you what was happening on the chart right here. Let me go to the higher time frame so that I show you everything step by step, right? So you can see that on this particular trade, the overall trend was to the upside. So the most obvious thing to actually do is to look for buying opportunities, right? So you can see that this is on the 4-hour time frame. Let me try and go on the lower time frame, like the 30 minutes time frame and everything. So you can see that the market was clearly creating higher highs and higher lows, right? So you can see the market creating higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher lows. Okay, so let me just show you this: higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And then the market was coming to this level. This was the previous high, previous low before the market actually went to the downside. Now, if you go to the something like the 30 minutes time frame, you'll be able to appreciate this even more, right? So you can see that this was a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then the market decided to reverse. So once the market was here, I was like, okay, so which is the most important level, and which is the most recent level that the market can actually pull back to before you can actually go to the upside? I was like, okay, the most immediate level is here because we had a nice drop base rally with massive break of structure to the upside. So for me, I was looking at this level as the most important level that could actually trade, because I was looking at this as too far away because today is Friday. So like maybe the market might not pull back all the way here. So let me look at the most recent POI that I can use, which was here. However, you can see that the market disregarded this POI and then decided to go to the other one right here, which was basically a drop base rally as well, with a nice momentum candle right here, which was left behind. So the market disregarded this POI and it decided to go to this POI. And as you can see, I bought here maybe twice or three times right here, and the market kept on giving me signs of actually wanting to go to the upside while consolidating. And then at the end of the day, it ended up just going to the upside and we were taken out. Unfortunately, you can see my target was, I was actually just targeting this high right here. So the market ended up going all the way to the upside, even bypassing my target. And honestly, it kind of hurts a little bit, right? Especially after you've actually tried to actually take this trade, and the idea was actually right. At the end of the day, However, that particular setup, the initial setup, was wrong. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to happen every now and then. Like I always say, you can do everything. At the end of the day, you and I have no control over outcome. Like no control over outcome whatsoever. You can back test, you can do your forecasting, you can do everything right. But at any particular time, guys, anything can happen. That's the reason why you have the market. You have to respect the market because it's all probability. No one would have known that this wasn't going to hold, and this instead, one would have known that. So it's a matter of executing our strategy. And this is the same setup that I take every time. I always wait for the Asian session, and most of the times, usually this zone usually holds, like most of the times. But in this particular trade, it didn't hold 3 times, and that sucks. However, it's part of the game. You don't see it much because most people don't talk about losses. And that's what makes us different, because we are willing to accept the losses that we take, because losses are part of the game and they are normal part of trading, and that are to be expected. If you are just starting to trade, trust me, you need to expect losses like this, where you do everything and everything seems right, but you still lose. However, that is a good loss because you followed your strategy. Most of the time, this setup is going to hold because this is a nice big momentum candle right here. It's a valid setup. For me, I would classify this as an A+ setup because we had drop-based rally. We had that liquidity right here, which was created. We had Asian session, which was taken out. So it was just a matter of the market just coming here, giving us a nice reaction. Would have actually taken this trade. Unfortunately, by the time the market was coming to this level right here, I wasn't on the chart. I was frustrated after taking about 3 losses. I was like, okay, I think I'm done. And then only to come back on the chart to find that the market has very, very sad. But it's part of the game, guys. It's part of the game, and all you have to do is just learn from it and then just keep on executing our strategy and everything. Otherwise, there's no way to avoid losses like this. These losses are going to come. So it's all about continuously executing and having a larger sample size kind of mindset, a long-term mindset, where we think in terms of probability. And this is exactly why I always say you should not over risk on any individual trade, because you might the setup might seem like it's a perfect setup, but guess what, that too can actually lose, like we've experienced right here. So it's all about having a larger sample size kind of mindset, where you're thinking in terms of probability and saying to yourself that over series of trades I'm going to make money, not on the individual trade but over a series of it. So that's exactly what happened on this particular trade, and it was a loss for this particular day, and we accepted it. All right, so my hope is just that you actually find some sort of value in this video, and if you have, kindly subscribe, comment in the comment section, and let me know if something like this has ever happened to you. I mean, it's not the first time this is happening. It has happened several times, so I'm actually getting used to it. But there's a fun part about the market. You can't really get used. Like, you can be trading for 5 years, 10 years, but losses will still get to you. They still get to you. So it's a continuous process. It's a continuous process of self-mastery, and that's one beautiful thing about the market. All right, you guys, I hope you have a great weekend. Come next week prepared and face the market all over again. All right, you guys, I wish you all the very best. Until next time, goodbye.